Hello guys, welcome to my walkthrough of No Prep CM Grandmaster Time Solo. Anyway, let's hop into it. We summon a troll over here. Gonna do a mage hit, switch into the Firehammer or Ultimo. Do 2 hits, then hit here. Nope, do not get the lucky hit over. So I only do about 1 hit each side. Do a final hit over here. And drag it 1 tile, so I can do 2 hits. Second hit occurs now. And we need to wait. While we're waiting, we're actually switching to the staff. We are not super efficient over here, but it will get the job done, Especially for non-world records. Mage hit, so we don't lose too many hits or time. Do another hit. And actually we still have our Venge. So I'm just gonna face tank. Perfect. That hit occurred. Good. And this should be the kill somewhat over here. Never lucky. Always hitting low. Not gonna tank that one. My troll killed it. Thank God for the troll. Very overpowered. I'm actually dropping that pot. So I still have somewhat of a decent regeneration of prayer for 5 minutes. We're actually gonna hit 1 trap, break the orb, hit it with range, attack the other ones. Perfect. Not tick perfect way, but we're getting the job done there. So we're gonna stun a couple of things. Make it all blue. Voila! Way better. So now we obviously going towards the last one over here, and then we only need the furthest one. So basically the moment it attacks it, we can just walk, smash him over here, and then get the last one. Should be fine. You don't need to smash it, but it is helpful to just have it out of the way and not waste any prayers or overheads. Then click the door. Do not waste time. You can do on long range a hit towards the minion if it's lucky. I'm rather unlucky because I got dragged there. Now I need to do 2 hits. This must be a lockpick. Come on. Never lucky. Okay, it is what it is. I'm actually doing 1 extra hit because I'm way too slow over there. Hopefully this will be a lockpick. And it is. Which is nice. I'm not gonna specifically look towards having a lockpick. It's just nice if we do get one, if that makes sense, right? So we're just chopping a bit over here. We had dropped supplies previously, so that's fine. Now I'm gonna drop other supplies that I don't need, or not at least right now. We're gonna light the furthest one away. It's slightly slower, but hey, it's fine, we have more than enough to actually clear Grandmaster time. So while I'm actually running back, I also like to eat my purple sweets to, stay 99 or pretty much around 90 to 100 energy. And we also gonna attack it once more. I don't know why, it's just a habit of me. It was very unnecessary. I think that's due to the fact that normally point-wise, foods or whatever. But don't do that. It's just overkill. Anyway, gonna grab my last supplies over here. Drop a little bit more. You wanna always have at least 21, 22, give or take, the first 2 times of kindling. And then roughly about 15. It really depends what you get prior, of course. And now the thing is, if you actually do go on the ice find with your kindling, it will drag it out. So it's not good to start there. This actually is an improper way, but hey, it is what it is. We still managed to get it done. So as you see over here, the ice find is basically dragging everything out. And I did not pay attention. I think, yeah, it was more than enough. So we overload. And we will wait. summon a draw. I'm gonna do double hammer, I think. Yes, because the first one definitely was not occurring, second one neither. You know how it goes, always unlucky. It is what it is. Anyway, we can do a hit over here, set it back to accurate, or, not long range, and just walk it out, do a hit, walk it out. Relatively easy, of course, fire surge or anything along those lines, way better. But this will do the trick. I'm not going to spellbook swap, that's all not necessary. It's so free the Grandmaster time anyway, that you don't need to have super fancy methods. It's just, guiding at this moment. And nothing too much to talk about that. You could technically, if you're on Lunars, you could tank and hit, but it's dangerous because he will hit you quite a bit. Anyway, we're now a little over halfway done. And if you are somewhat being able in killing him, so let's say 5%, it's good to already start thinking about pathing towards, like I turn my run and I just path towards the door to not really miss a lot of time, if that makes sense. So now I'm already very close, going into range. Mage is better, but I don't have a hat, nor I have my boots. So range of my setup is actually better. So I'm hitting it over here. If it jumps, you lose a little bit of time. Keep that in mind. But it is not too dramatic. I'm just hitting and kind of guiding in between. I'm also going to look where the second shaman is. That actually is on the perfect safe spot tile. So let's hope we kill this one quickly. I'm already going to walk slightly towards it. And then tag him. Once it's tagged, you can either do two things. You can let him jump over here, which does not really save time. Not optimal, or you do it like this. Try to not lose too much hits. And just stand there. Gonna be fine. Now it's safe spottable, quite nice, very easy. Keep in mind you also want to start running close when he is about to die. So protect the range on, because he can still range you. Saving some of my supplies over here, range on, and I'm walking. This saves a little bit, because as we are all the way in the west, and then run, it's just too slow, You want to make sure you're close to the next entrance. I'm going to eat up a little bit, because, overload is going to rejuvenate my HP anyway. I'm going to use the pool there. I kind of like to have high stamina. I don't need to use the pool due to the fact that I have purple sweets, but they are so expensive, guys. Anyway, I'm starting off with mage. I always like to start with mage. This is by far the most difficult room of the whole raid, but you can kind of cheese it if you know what you're doing. So I'm looking over here. Okay, so that's about a 30, so I can do another hit. Now I must switch and then hit a furthest one. This is actually the wrong one, but you can tag it quite decently. Now we only have the mage to worry about. So one hit over there, that's a free hit. Second hit. Third hit. You want to kind of be always close to the next minions, HP wise. The monsters must be within 40% of each other. So you always want to make sure, something is 100% or 100 HP, the other one is 50, you don't attack the 50, obviously, right? So you want to stack them close to each other. Now I see, okay, the layer is 80, so I must go towards the ranger. I'm going to do a special attack. We have it anyway. I actually have the wrong cape. Now I go back to my mage and hit that one. We are safe spottable underneath here, so it should be fine. We kind of going to tank here a hit. But if we did it correctly, we'd only tank 2. And then, never mind, that was 3. Still very decent. Overload up. And now we can actually start to do the melee. I misclicked the scythe. It happens. As you see, I'm nowhere near perfect at chambers, yet Grandmaster time is very easily doable for solos. Okay, this room generally takes me the longest of all. I'm just not good at Vanguards. It's such an RNG fest, because if you hit too much, you're just screwing yourself, you know? I cannot run because the meleeer is close on me, so I'm forced to range or tank both. And since I don't want to spend too much food here, it's better to just range him in the hope that you still do some damage. Okay, attack the major, starting off with the 23, lovely. Okay, we're still in the same ballpark, quite nice. It's dead. Good. Full mage on, start to go to the next one. I actually pre-click the range, so I don't forget that. I'm actually hitting him once and then walk, so we don't miss too much time. I need to eat there, otherwise I would have been dead, which is never good. I'm gonna grab a little bit of supplies. I hope to be faster, but that was a mistake. It's fine. Okay, hit. While actually hitting him and kiting him, I also pick up supplies, so I red X him, if that makes sense. It just saves a little bit of, a little bit of time. Which is, this room is just not going great. It's nice to see an improper run, so you guys know you don't need to be a god player. Makes sense, right? You can make mistakes here and there and be completely fine. Now I don't have my lockpick on, which is rather tedious, so I just opt to go a little bit further along the way to start. Normally I instantly start on the begin when I have a lockpick with me, but I completely forgot, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to open a little bit further and we will be fine. I'm actually pre-clicking to full mage, because I'm going to mage the next room anyway, Okay, I think I won't go too far, or... Okay. What I actually wanted to do over here was get myself a little bit of the grubs and give me a little bit spare time. Normally you only throw in like 7 or 8 at a time to be faster in the next room, but since I wanted to have the bats, it's better to throw in everything and then search for the bat like that. It's fine. So we have 18 grubs in total, which means we now need to have 12 more. I still don't have the lockpick, so yeah, mistakes have been made. 99 thieving really helps. It's not too much of a big problem. And we're still very fine. We have 27 in total, 29 grubs now, so this must be the last one. 31. Perfect. 31 sounds just amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I now need to pick the Phoenix necklace as well, with the locator orb, and that should be fine. Normally I pick it, I completely forgot it here. It is what it is. We will take it on the next test. Over here, what you want to basically do is the moment you can spam click enter, wait 1 game tick before actually running. This makes sure that you're on the correct cycle to actually always tank a first hit over grub spawns. So over here, he doesn't spawn the grubs because he wants to attack me. That's solely due to the fact that we entered from the thieving room properly. So you spam click the door, wait a game tick, and run then to. That's the way you want to go about it. And always click the, given tiles that are marked, obviously. Otherwise you might kill yourself. So over here we basically do a very easy thing, which is every time we got a prayer point, we use it to redempt and attack. After it procs, you must be able to click once again on your prayers, because it can be bugged otherwise, and drain your prayer as happened there. It's a tedious mistake, I think, from Jack's side, because it basically does not let you rejuvenate on the same time. It's so tedious, I don't know why that happens. I think it's a bug, I don't know. Just keep in mind, you always click your prayer, even if it's 0, because it will be draining your next prayer point that is rejuvenated. The reason that I actually ate one of the bats is so I had space to make more food. As you see over here, I'm 80 HP, which is way too much. And I actually make a big mistake soon coming on over here. I grab 1 and 1. I then basically go to all the way to 0. I do the rejuvenation for the HP. And I'm actually going to wait here. I'm going to wait until it's 90% full before I cross. Which is actually what you're supposed to do. But on the way walking back, I made a mistake and I will die. I will showcase it over here. Because the thing is, you kind of want to go right now. So it rejuvenates to 2 HP. And you will proc your redemption. A spam click is perfect. And what happens here is I miss a tick. And I accidentally broke the Phoenix necklace too early. I missed a tick. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Doesn't matter too much. It still saves a whole lot of time compared to actually, killing all the monsters. Takes roughly about 2 or 3, I think 2 minutes, depending on your RNG. Maybe a little bit, 1.5 minutes. And I think this will roughly take 40 seconds. So you're still a good minute ahead, even though you're dead. These calculations could be somewhat wrong, but that's generally in the ballpark. I could be wrong though. Anyway, we run back and we're not really losing too much time. Sure. I should have already been at Guardians at this point. But hey, live and learn. I actually picked these up solely to re-overload soon. I think I actually hope. Yeah, happens. Okay, go back to the place where we basically died. I'm gonna not use the pool, because that saves me a couple of seconds in total by not batting wrong. And then pick up everything. Okay, perfect, like that. Open the door. Open the door again. Now I overload because I have the time for it. And then I will actually go to the rejuvenation of my energy over here, because my overload is, hitting me anyway, so I cannot open the bank to begin with. Deposit the things that we don't need. Grab the axe, grab the pickaxe, equip the pickaxe, set everything how you would like to see them. Honestly, you want only maybe 2 restores and a couple of... it depends. If you go for the bats, take a couple of bats or whatever, right? Not really that needed. Anyway, like 2.5 food should be fine, generally speaking. Now we go downstairs. And what we do is basically, I use a special attack almost always here, due to the fact that I'm going to use my scythe on the crystal. So I don't generally use claws or anything like that on, Pasa or Voidwaker or whatever, right? So it's completely fine to just back for Guardians and then just chill out. This is relatively self-explained due to the fact that you just need to hit once, go back 2 squares, wait a game tick, and go back. There are 2 different methods. This is the method that saves a little bit of run energy, but it requires you to actually do 1 click more to save your run. That's the only thing. You can walk 2 squares back, 2 squares forward, 2 squares back, consistently like that. That's completely fine. It just drains your energy way, way, way fast. Anyway, now we have almost this one done. There is actually a method where you can pretty much save, I would say, a 20% chance, if I'm correct, to enter the door 1 game tick earlier if you summon a troll. It's really a big RNG, because over damage occurs only when the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, etc. hit occurs on the same time as your damage dealt to kill the monster. So your troll can technically attack on the same game tick as you, and then kill it, and therefore make the room one game tick faster to the next room. Which is obviously, if you spawn in, a 1 in 4 chance, because your hit is a 4 tick weapon. Therefore, roughly about a 25% chance to land. It's not really that good, but in a, world record attempt, it's definite to open, a game tick earlier. Same with shamans and everything like that, Okay, over here, I'm basically going to click through the door. While clicking through the door, I actually switch all the way to range, and I equip my Phoenix Neck. We are 99 HP, we don't have a Scald Vengeance, so we're kind of screwed on that, but it should be fine. Spam click over here, boom, fine. Equip that one, and hit. Okay, that's an 80, sounds good. Third hit. Fourth hit, yes. You can always do 4 hits with a scythe. If you have 3 hits, you lost somewhere some ticks. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's a good baseline to understand. If you have a 5 tick weapon, always use your 4 hits early. That saves pretty much 9 out of the 10 times it saves a second crystal, which is a lot, of course. Make sure you unequip certain items if need be. Do not really downgrade your accuracy. And then keep on hitting. Try to avoid all the hits, of course, incoming towards you. So basically switch to melee on the crystal. Better to hit 1 extra hit without all the gear. And right click your rigger and then swap back. It saves a little bit. So basically the moment that you do your last hit, you could instantly click rigger without being on the prayers. So rigger is on now, and you can just hit. I have it up, but generally speaking, it works. Okay, you're gonna get the second hit. This is also very slow. Never had it this slow. It's always 2 crystals or fewer if I have my Void Waker with me. Like melee does actually help a slight bit, and run towards it, and you basically can pick up everything you need. And we go to the next room. So the next room is Mystics. For Mystics, we basically going to use Mage. Mage with the Tumican is very overpowered. I really enjoy it. I have 1 prayer pot, 1 stamina, so rather use the pool than a million switch. I'm not rich. Anyway, do a hit over here on your troll. Actually, if you go behind the shadow roots, you can basically guide him a bit. Just guiding until he is stuck. Once he is stuck, you do a hit while passing out, and you stand precisely on this tile. He wants to melee you so bad, but he can't due to the diagonal safe spot method. So basically, this is it. I actually have the wrong legs on. It happened. Now I actually do the pretty much the tanking hit method. Is not really good, but I rather not die. It's really just, they hit like 35s if I'm correct. So I safe spot them diagonal, back to mage, you'll be completely fine. You don't want to tank melees in mage. You will get chanced so much. I would say this room can be more difficult than Mutadal, solely because if you try to actually set them in cycle, and you get like a 35 from those two, boom, 70 HP gone. And that rarely happens with Mutadal days, especially now that Mutadal has a set attack cycle. Makes sense. So yeah, I don't have the CGS. I'm just not used to it, and I completely have the wrong amulet on. I made so much mistakes. The thing is, once I PB, I start panicking. I don't know whether you guys have that as well. I'm dragging it out, tank a hit over here, was in mage, but hey, it is what it is. I'm also slowly working up to high level of HP. due to the fact that mini Mutadal can slaughter you while you're chopping your tree. Actually, ZGS is faster than chopping the tree. I'm just not used to ZGS. It's not my preferred style. I'm a little bit stuck in the old ways. Also, tendril skip could have occurred if I safe spotted it closer, but hey, who cares? I'm actually gonna equip some tank gear, and we will be fine here. Doesn't really matter what you really wear, as long as you can make sure you tank it. But the thing is, the moment you see an XP drop, you also click the monster. So XP drop, monster, back. This makes you go on a 2-tick cycle as you normally would use in scaling teak, for example, for pretty much a very good amount of your efficient wood cutting levels. Anyway, you don't want to go under, I will say 55. I will even say maybe don't hit him on below 60, just to be safe, because you don't want to get him heal. If he heals, you're basically chopping for nothing, right? It is not good. Try to consistently pay correctly, walk under him, hit, walk under him. You can also do a full swap to mage in between, but it's not really needed. So over here, I'm just hitting him once, go under. The reason that I go under is because it's much more likely to get a melee after you go back out of him than a range. So he prioritized meleeing you slightly bit more. So now we go to full range, hit him, tick eat. Tick eat, just in case. You don't want to die, tick eat again. Perfect, tick eat again, set it to mage. This is a really tedious thing, because, we're getting quite a bit slaughtered, tick eat, and your bow will automatically fire. Every now and then, I think it's on an 8-tick cycle that your bow actually attacks, if you consistently tick eat. You don't need to tick eat, it's completely fine. Sometimes he just stops. See over here, which is very nice. I'm organizing my setup again, because it's the perfect time, because we have some safe spot properly, tick eat, boom. Consistently tick eating makes the dream work here. You spend maybe a good 200k on purple sweets, but it is worth it not dying. Getting your Grandmaster task in. So over there, our that was actually somewhat difficult, because I think the mage hit there. Thank God he had Missouri on. Okay, that's fine. We are not overloaded. I didn't dare to overload and then die by my overload, if that makes sense. So I rather had a couple of tickies in and just heal up a bit with my food, because I have plenty of food for him. I've overkill on food. So that's good. Quick prayers on over here. And then walk through. We don't need the pickaxe anymore, so you can, bank that soon. Overload. And then, your prayer in hands. Set everything correctly while running towards on. So you don't spend too much time in the bank, if that makes sense. I'm eating up as well. While eating up, I basically try to set everything over here. That's fine. Everything like that. Let's see. This. I accidentally picked that out. Was not smart. Think that one. Easy. Boom. Time to actually get towards on. We are already overloaded, so that's good. I'm gonna set my stuff back. I'm gonna do a double Warhammer here, or an Elder Maul. Double special. If it doesn't proc, okay, it's procced instantly, so that's not happening. And we basically unequipped it. Now, I am not the best at Shumakan padding. Honestly, it just is as it is. This method requires you to either tank a bunch or, miss a whole hit. So every time, I made a mistake there, every time he turns, you attack. And you want to be attacking when he's not looking. So I can attack here, but this means I now need to tank. So I switch to the body, switch my body back. It's basically a little bit difficult because tanking over here in your mage is just not fine. You're just hitting, tanking 40s. Anyway, this is the side method, the 3-2-1 that I'm gonna do. So I hit once on 1, I'm gonna refer it as skip 1 and 2, okay? So basically what I do, I will explain it from here. Skip 1, hit on 2, playing, back to 1, and then walk. The reason that you walk is so you're tick perfect back on skip to walk back to 1, if that makes sense. So now you see over here this bomb. Love the bomb. Tank the bomb. Who cares? Bombs are fine. You just don't want to die by a bomb. But if you get a little bit of damage by a bomb, but you can keep a cycle, go for it. You're much, much, much worse off if you avoid the bomb and go out cycle and then tank, let's say, 1 or 2 off prayers. Let's say you tank 2 off prayers, 30-30, right? That's a 60 gone. I tanked the bomb, and guess what? It was a 50. 15. I was standing next to it. Who cares? Warhammer spec. Double Warhammer, because I hit pretty much 1, so it won't be crippling anyway. I go out of the side, because I didn't really want to tank, and I made a mistake. Happens. Unequip the things that you don't want for mage. This side is slightly easier, because you can pad without getting damaged. So you basically hit every time he's not looking. So I missed a tick there, but hey, at least I didn't get damaged. Hit there, hit here. Now we walk back to the second time, so we get dragged out. So the further away you are, the better the chance that you get dragged out, not get damaged. Quite nice like that. I need the long range over here, otherwise we are not tick perfect on padding. So the long range requires you to hit on the same game tick, but also click on the row of skip, otherwise you will get damaged. I misclick that, hey, I get damaged, it is what it is. So I hit over here, now I need to go back because I need the long range, and we're fine like that. Boom, that, do a hit. Better to do hits and not switch all your gear instantly than switching all your gear instantly and not hitting. The priority is always hitting over gear switch. Because if you hit, let's say you full mage on, but a scythe, right? And your scythe still hit a 30. You still hit 30. But let's say now you switch a full switch, but you lose a whole scythe hit. So that could have been the 30 that you otherwise would have dealt with. So you're always behind if you switch improperly without attacking. So an improper switch requires you to always attack to not lose time. Anyway, going back over here, 1 hit on 1, then we go to 2, flame, and 1 and walk. So 1, 2, 1, boom. Easy as pie. Now the next thing is phase 3. As you see, we don't have 100% spec right now. That's why I keep the light bearer on. We're 90 right now. I kind of want to have 100 before it starts. That will be ideal. Normally you go back to your ring earlier in phase 2, but I just want to have the double spec on the start. As you see, I have that up. I did it a tick too early. So 1, 2 hit. Now we're actually in the 3-1 instantly. So normally you do 2 hammer and then go to skip. I did a hammer, scythe, skip. I just love the fact that phase 3, due to the fact that it doesn't cripple, you can instantly start your cycle. It's always Warhammer, Warhammer, skip. Go. Cycle is completed. It is 100% guaranteed. Tick perfect cycle. So now I actually do a spec, because I have the time for it, and boom. Like that. I'm still keeping in cycle. Phase 3 is the most easiest melee phase hand that there is. If you're not really familiar or that good about it. It's just a pain. Anyway, potion walk is tedious. Don't worry about it. Just tank the potion if need be. Better to keep in cycle than lose your cycle and tank 10 less hits. I did an off hit there with Piety, so I actually could do a hit extra. I made a mistake there. I took that didn't hit. Happens, so it will always turn to the, wrong side where I was standing. Anyway, hit over here in the middle, long range, because we have the same game tick on long range as that he's, searching to us or patting to us. And then you always, if you need the long range hit, you always click on skip tile. I had to tank there. I made a mistake. Middle, go here. So I now need to tank over here. It happens. It's just a cycle, and this is, bad RNG. Really bad RNG. I'm tanking a bit too much for my liking, but I couldn't go back in. Same game tick, I got dragged because I wasn't on long range. By being dragged is completely fine. I actually eat up, miss a tick over here, but it's fine. Because I'd rather have high HP. Okay, seems to be dead. And perfectly dead. On the same game tick. So if you see, the melee arm over here is still trying to get back. Which means you killed the mage arm and melee arm on the same game tick. You tick perfectly killed it, and therefore it registers as not on the same time, and it's just a visual bug. It's not bug abuse, it's just a mistake from Jack's part, but never fix it, apparently. But it cannot hurt. It won't respawn. You killed both arms, of course. It's just visual. Anyway, you're going from side to side. You're doing the 4-1. So if you see over here, let's actually go to the opposite side to start the 4-1 and explain. So you do one hit. I get one hit here. So now it means that I can start it. So this is one hit. I go to the opposite side. 2 hits. 3 hits. And a hit, and that's 4. Unfortunately, we had the pool. It happens. But basically what you want to do is you go side to side, hit on the opposite side, and you will be fine. That's it. Thank you very much.